Welcome to another brand new episode of Undisputed Anime. I need to open my script.
Whoa. You don't use a script. It's all off the cuff. It's all,
Now and again.
It's
But
more
sometimes I just
a
need...
set of guidelines.
Yeah, a set of bullet points. Hey, welcome to another brand new episode of Undisputed Anime. This is the podcast where we love to give you some recommendations. I'm one of your hosts, Zane, Taichou, captain when it comes to recommendation. And as always, I'm joined by my besto friendo, Susu Day.
It's me, Susu Day. I'm here. It's Sunday. It's nice. We're all having a good time. I got a cup of tea. I'm happy.
Yeah. I'm rocking a coffee, espresso, black.
Oh my goodness. So you're such an adult now.
I know.
Drinking black espresso.
Whew, I know.
My coffee is like, I have child coffee. It's got to be sweet and it's got to be like full of milk.
Oh no.
Yeah, I can't do it. I've tried to do black coffee. I've got a sweet tooth. It's way too bitter for me.
Oh man, it's all about the aroma. It's all about the flavor. It's all about appeasing those Italian ancestors.
People have said the exact same thing to me about wine, but I still don't like wine. Yeah. And I worked at a wine merchant's, so
there we go.
That's not very cash anime of me, though.
But bringing things back into perspective, I don't know if you are aware, but we are in September. Means only one thing.
What is it? Oh my gosh. Is this just the whole episode now? It's just we just gonna play that over and over again for 20 minutes and then be like, oh yeah, by the way, here's some news and bye.
It was great. See ya. Make sure to like, share, subscribe.
Yeah.
Fun. We are in September. Wow. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
Got some cheeky little announcements, didn't we? Cheeky little things to look forward to.
October is looking stacked for anime. Be sure to lock in, by the way, with subscribe, because there is going to be so much to cover in terms of new series returning. Bleach Part 3.
Wait. Do you think we're going to get like Bleach Part 3.5 Final Mix Plus? Do you think Disney...
Maybe if there's a movie.
Do you think Papa Disney has gone, guys, that Attack on Titan, they knew how to make money. They knew how to...
So we... yeah, they're just there like, we heard about this thing called Attack on Titan.
And they stretched that final episode out into 17 specials. and guess what? They kept coming back. You'd have thought that they would have clocked on after the first one.
And we seem to be doing those same numbers with a little something called Bleach. What are the specs? It'll be something like that. It'll be like corporate talk, wouldn't it? What's the specs to do something similar?
Gotta hear.
Saying that though, I have heard rumors that there'll be a live action Bleach movie again.
Okay. I mean, I don't think that there was anything wrong with the last one we got was that the one that Netflix did? Did Netflix do one, or did they just have one?
Yeah. I think they kind of had it. I think it was like Warner Brothers Japan, a little bit like the Full Metal Alchemist
Yeah.
live action movies. There's like 3 of them. They're done like by Warner Brothers Japan, but they go to Netflix.
As I've said before, I feel like when a live action anime is made, typically, even if it's terrible, if it was like made in Japan by Japanese people or Japanese actors, I don't tend to have an issue with it. I feel like when you like, especially because like the sort of media they consume out there, and you like see all of their like daytime like superhero TV and stuff like that, it's like it is what it is, and you just got to accept it for it. So I don't really get as bothered. It's like when Western companies get a hold of get a hold of it and try and do a live action, and they're like, oh, people, it's like even this wasn't even live action, but it's like you think about back to like 4Kids Entertainment, and it's like the children will understand that they eat different kinds of food in other countries, so we'll call these rice balls donuts.
Yeah.
They won't they don't under kids are too dumb to understand that there are other countries and they do different things.
Yeah. I mean, the easiest example to point at is Death Note, because there's a Japanese version and there's a Western version, isn't there?
Japanese version is top tier. It's so funny to watch. Like funny, but funny good. Like not funny. It's not meant to be funny, but it's like, it's
good. It is really good. I always enjoy watching that.
Danny California is the theme for by Red Hot Chili Peppers. If I remember, the trailer had Danny California playing over the top of it. It was absolutely insane.
What I will say though about the Western version is I really like. I think his name is Keith Stanfield as L. I really liked his performance. I thought it was really cool, and William Dafoe as Ryuk was just perfect casting.
That was a great casting. I'm just not a massive like. I mean, you could argue that Light is just like an incel, but in like in a different setting. But they went and made him like full incel. In like the Netflix version, and like they changed it completely, didn't they? Like because they changed the whole setting entirely, didn't they? Because it was set in America, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's like a Ferris ground wheel, which is really weird. And I think there's like a weird relationship with Mikasa. I think they introduced Mikasa really early on and stuff. But yeah.
But they're redeeming themselves currently with One Piece, so
yeah, that's true.
Even the villain can have a redemption arc.
That's true. So today we thought it'd be cool to talk about some stuff that we've been watching. And we are bringing back Oi Josuke, our anime news segment. But before all of that, this is the Undisputed Anime Podcast, which is available on a variety of platforms. Every 2 weeks we get together and we talk about some recommendations, we talk about some reviews, we talk about some news, all for your pleasure. Please make sure to like and subscribe, drop a comment, give us a star rating on your favorite podcast platform. That's available all around the world. The world! So yeah, thank you, and make sure to lock in.
Lock it in here, kids.
You mentioned the live action One Piece. Do you think that might be a beautiful segue into some Oi Josuke?
Absolutely, because we have had some news concerning that. So
yeah, let's do it. Here's the theme. It's back.
Yo, Josuke! It's just gonna go over and over and over.
I don't know why it had a repeat, but there we go. So kicking things off, we have seen, I'm pretty sure you've seen this because I'm pretty sure I got this little screenshot from you as well. The first look at Chopper.
The boy. Everyone's favorite boy.
So yeah, there was a sneak peek of Chopper for season 2 of One Piece, the live action Netflix media piece. And for audio listeners, it's I guess, what would you call it? Like a photo of the hat with antlers and ears at a bar, sat at a bar.
Yeah, and to be fair, there is a short video of it as well. So it's not. This is a screen capture of it. This is.
Oh, I see. Oh, so it's like a press conference table. I can see the mics, and
Yeah,
there's the One Piece logo in the background.
yeah. So I think we
Mm.
just gotta accept it for what it is. It's not gonna. It's. I think again, when we've talked about like before, this is way before we had any news about the One Piece live action on Netflix. We were like, I was kind of the very skeptical one, saying like, how are you
Mhm.
going to do this? Because Luffy's power is ridiculous,
Yes.
and depending on how you animate it, it's going to look ridiculous regardless. And they did a really
Mm.
good job of it. But then it came down to, okay, what are we going to do about Chopper? Because either they're going to try and adapt it so that Chopper is actually like a wee boy, or
Right.
he's going to be like full CGI. And
Yeah.
so I think that I think that there's going to be a lot of naysayers out there who are going to look at Chopper and go, "Ah, too much CGI." But it's like, having seen season 1 now, I'm like, maybe this is the only way that it needs to be.
Yeah. It's I was kind of expecting a CG Chopper, but I feel like they may limit his presence in a way, like through clever sort of camera angles. So if like crewmates are talking, they'll probably just have like more close-up shots of them, so that way they don't have to constantly animate a CG character.
Maybe. Do you think that?
And from
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, and probably from a cost perspective as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think that there's a possibility that if they do change things a little bit, because they've obviously changed the continuity a little bit, that they'll make it so
Mhm.
that Chopper isn't a combatant?
Oh, in terms of fighting and
They'll
stuff.
like probably double down on him just being the ship doctor, or do you think that we're going to get a further announcement and we're going to actually find out that Chopper actually does have, because obviously Chopper's got his human form.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that that's something like the fishman makeup was insane. It was great.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that like Chopper's human form could get like the similar treatment.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, do I think I don't know. I think they could probably just do the CG thing of like there'll be a man in a ping pong suit like going rah, and then they'll just do some wire work to make it look like he's destructive and knocking two guys with one swoop.
Maybe,
Um,
maybe.
yeah,
Let's see.
that's kind of. But I think we'll only get that for one episode, especially in the season 2. I think
Yeah,
there'll be one episode where we'll get that.
absolutely. It'll be in like the climax of that particular arc, where
Yeah.
like that we'll see that. Though initially, when they first like isn't, I can't remember. It's been so long. Feels like a decade since I last saw early One Piece. But like, wasn't he in his like human form when he first found Luffy, like on the mountain? Like they were all like all passed out.
Ooh. I couldn't say.
Yeah, I can't
Couldn't say
remember.
for definite.
Cannot remember. But I guess we'll see.
Mm.
Regardless, I'm looking forward to it.
I guess that kind of nicely segues on. Are you also looking forward to? Here we go. A Robin in the live action version. It was announced that a actress has been cast the role of Robin in live action One Piece.
Yeah, I think that the casting looks really good. To be fair, like I think ultimately, because like you look at some of the actors who were cast in the first one, and some of them you look at them and you're like, oh, they're an obvious choice. They look great for the role. But then you look at some of the
Mm,
like, and I looked at some of the others and I was like, oh, I'm not sure. But then you see them in it and you're like, no, no, this is absolutely a fantastic cast. I think it's very
yeah,
the same as that. It's like I don't think I've really seen her in anything.
same.
Not that I can
Yeah.
recall anyway. But it's like I think that she's probably going to be a great role. We obviously got the announcement for Crocodile as well, didn't we?
Yeah, Joe Magliello.
Yeah, Magliello.
Magliello.
So and I think he's already made like a video about it. Like I think he's already like made like an Instagram video about being part of the team now.
Amazing.
So
That's cool.
he's a great choice. Absolute like great choice for Mr. Crocodile.
Yeah, that's really cool. I guess I'm kind of excited that he's part of like some sort of anime thing, knowing that he's amazing D&D player and dungeon master.
Huge nerds. Like, so it's gonna be great
Yeah.
to see him get to throw himself into something like this for sure.
Also, he is built like Deathstroke because he played as Deathstroke in Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like he's got the physical presence and everything else. So yeah, I'm excited for him to be associated to at least some sort of anime project, let alone a One Piece one. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, the only one I'm really looking forward to, again, there's all this speculation and hype around it, is I forget his name, but the actor who played as Blue Beetle and is the lead actor in Cobra Kai.
Oh yeah.
There's huge fan speculation that he will be Ace in the live action One Piece.
Really?
Yeah. So much so that there was a kind of a weird sort of, how do I describe it? Behind the scenes fun where Inunaki, who plays as Luffy,
Yeah.
got to go to the set of Cobra Kai and they gave him his own gi and stuff, and he choreographed a fight side by side, back to back with the main actor, and everyone's like, they're just teasing it now. Surely it's almost like here's your pie, but we're not telling you it's your pie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I googled it, and now I'm like seeing all this. Like everyone's like, "Is he?" Question mark. Question mark. We're seeing a lot of content with Inaki and him like hanging out and doing stuff.
It's almost there, isn't it? Let me see if I can put it on screen.
And I to be honest, I'm looking at him. I'm like, he's like visually, he's a great match for Ace.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's got it there, the hair and everything. Like, let me just put it on screen for our YouTube friends. So
I kind of hate that I'm scrolling down here and I can see that there's a Pinterest where someone said Ezra Miller should be Ace.
Oh no. So yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. I can absolutely see it.
Yeah. I think that would be perfect casting.
Absolutely. Love that so much.
Can't wait. The last bit of news I threw in here is kind of going back to what we mentioned before about how stacked October is. Anime Corner, who drop them a follow on Twitter. It's an amazing website. They collect data, I think it's usually from like Reddit and stuff, but they normally collect loads of stats and figures about things that are happening in the anime community and what are people talking about and things of that nature. And from the data they've collected, it looks like we've got our top 10 of most anticipated anime series. So at number 10 is Yakuza Fiance.
Yeah.
Number 9 is Shangri-La Frontier Season 2. Number 8 is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in Dungeons Season 5. Blue Box is number 6. Dragon Ball Daima is number 5. And then number 4 is Blue Lock Season 2. Number 3 is ReZero Season 3. Number 2 is Dan Dan. And number 1 is Bleach 1000 Year war,
People wanting
the
to see the
conflict,
ends. People are here.
part 3.
People are here for it.
Are you surprised at all by this list?
Not at all.
No.
I never thought the Blue Lock would be as big as it was, but you know, sports anime, man, people love it, and they love seeing all these alphas, these strikers with main character energy. Like it's like, you know, let's put the author clearly just went, let's make a anime, or let's make a manga where every single character is the main character. We're just going to focus. We're just going to focus on the one guy. But if we were to switch perspectives, you would never doubt that that person's the main character of the.
That's true. Yeah, I guess that's what makes it so. What's the word I'm looking for? I guess that's the kind of danger of it, in a sense that what if Nagi is actually secretly the main character of this and not Isaki? Like, do you know what I mean? It kind of, you're like, oh, actually, Isaki might not go through, because even though we start this journey with him, it could actually be about Nagi, or it could be about Biachi.
Yeah,
I think that's his name.
so.
But yeah, it's interesting. And especially, I don't know if you saw some of the commentary, but a trailer dropped for Blue Lock Season 2, and everyone was like, oh no, the animation looks like it's taken a turn for the worst. Like, it is very slow paced. Like, it's only a couple of frames of actual action.
They put too much money into Season 1. They blew the budget.
Yeah. Well, I think with Season 1, there's some parts where it doesn't look like it's highly animated, and then there's other parts it does look like you say, they poured all the money into just one strike, one kick. So yeah, I'm still looking forward to it. I think it will still be great.
I have no doubt it will be. Like I know that you and others in our friendship group have been reading it on the weekly. I've not gotten around to do that at this point, so my only experience of it is the anime. But I went into the anime thinking, oh, I hate football. I'm not interested in football, and then I came out of it like, oh, shit. This is free all over again. I've got no interest in competitive swimming. Yuri on ice. Figure skating, what? No. And then I'm like, oh, well, this is a masterpiece, and I would die for these characters.
Yeah. Same for Haiku. It's like volleyball there, and then you watch it and you're like, it's been an emotional roller coaster. Like,
all of a sudden you're an expert as well on the sport. Like, you'll see someone playing it in real life on a beach and you're like, wow, what a
that setter is incredible.
Yeah. Like your friend mentions volleyball in a real world setting, and you're like, yeah, but actually, if you'd done this and that, and you're like,
well, I've seen the King of the Court play, and their style is completely different to this person. So yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Is there anything that surprised you on this list?
Gosh,
let me pop it on screen. There we go.
I wouldn't say anything has surprised me necessarily. I mean, there are some titles on here which I'm not super familiar with, like Yuki's Fiance.
Yeah.
I mean, I've looked at Shangri-La Frontier. Like, I see it. It's always like advertised to me to watch it, but I've like it always like it's never quite like given me enough incentive to watch it. But clearly, it's popular. It's ended up on the top 10 of this data. But it's like I don't necessarily think that anything surprised me here. I think 10 years ago, maybe I'd look at a list like this and I'd be like, oh, how the hell did that get on there? There's obviously like much better stuff, but it's like, you know, there's a lot more people watching anime these days, I think, and you know, people got varied tastes. Also, studios are trying lots of different stuff now, and like anime that you think would be boring are ending up being like crown jewels because they're so well directed and animated.
100%. Yeah. I personally speaking, I was quite surprised with Triangular Frontier. The first season is fantastic. It probably didn't get mentioned enough because this is the same time Free Ren was on its run, so it kind of fell down a few people's watch list. I felt, but the first
Understandable.
season is really really fun. I think you'll really enjoy it as well. Um, but I'm more surprised that is it wrong to try and pick up Girls in Dungeon season 5 is slightly higher than that. And if anything, surprised that it's in this top 10. I guess I shouldn't be because it's a season 5. But yeah, that surprises me.
I think that with is it wrong to pick up girls in dungeon? It's so annoying that we have to say every single word every single time. um, but it's I think it's one of those it's one of those stories where one I think a lot of people, while they might never admit it, love a harem. They
Mm,
love that sort of like story setting, and a lot of other people just they like the underdog story. They like the story of someone who starts off very very weak, like the weakest of the weak, who then goes on to be like really
OP.
capable
Yeah, yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
I love stories like that. I think that they're like so fun. That's why I read. That's probably one of the reasons why read so much of the manhwa that I read is because like
Mm,
it's all stories of like, oh, this person had the weakest ability, but something happened, and now they're secretly got the potential to be the strongest and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I love it because I love seeing strong characters underestimate characters they think are weak and then getting their asses kicked by them.
yeah, it's the kind of ultimate power fantasy, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like to be the underdog and then to come out
yeah,
on top, regardless
yeah.
of everything against them.
And I love I love a story where it's like the hero is very clearly the hero. Everyone knows they're the hero. Everyone knows they're exceptional. But I do think I especially like stories where it's like they just come from nowhere and everyone continues
Mm,
to underestimate them. And it's just like it's because it always feels so good when the main character is put up against a foe that you're like, how on earth are they going to be able to beat them in any
hmm
other circumstance? Where it's like, no, I know, like, no matter how well the writer like scripts it or writes it, that this person is
Uh-huh.
so strong and no one could ever beat them. You're like, no, absolutely, this guy's about to eat like a fist. Like this guy's going to like get so humbled in this moment, and that might turn him
mm.
into a friend. It might turn him into a bitter enemy, but I'm down with that.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, they're amazing, and like you say, the cast of characters, you know, dare I say, the harem. Some people are there for that. They like. I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going. I nearly kind of went into that rabbit hole. I won't. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun stuff,
Indeed.
and yeah, I'm kind of surprised by this list. D- Dan to Dan, I get because it's kind of like the talk of the town at the moment. So number 2, I completely understand that. ReZero, it's been a long time since season 2, so again, I can understand the anticipation for a season 3. Dragon Ball Daima, originally there was kind of a bit of worry when people saw the first trailer because they were like, Goku's been shrunken down to a kid again.
Hmm.
Oh no, like this isn't Dragon Ball Super. But I think because this is the last works of
Yeah, it's
a
his
Tory.
last project, isn't it? It's
Hmm, I think it's got a lot of people's attentions, and there's been other trailers since which kind of show the sort of more fun nature and stuff that we've probably missed
yeah.
from
I think
Dragon
it's
Ball.
gonna. I think it will appeal to people on a sense that like Dragon Ball itself was very light-hearted in places.
Mm,
It still had its very serious moments, and I think that's why it became a hit initially and stuff. I think people loved seeing like this just like scrappy little fighter who doesn't
yeah.
really understand how the world works, other
Mm,
than how to fight. So
yeah. Yeah. I get the feeling that it's going to probably be more of a love letter to Dragon Ball
yeah,
than a Dragon Ball GT variant or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Also, as a Bleach fan, can I say it's 2024 and Bleach is the highly most anticipated thing of the season. Where are you now? Where are those naysayers that Bleach wasn't big 3?
Yeah.
Wake up.
Oh, he's just getting more and more powerful by the moment. He's eating up all of that humble pie.
Your delicious tears. Yeah, I can't wait.
Fun. Hey, can I just I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it because I think this came up between the last episode and now. Solo Leveling season 2 movie release. Well, not movie, but theatrical release. Give it to me. Give it, please.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find the announcement.
But yeah, guys, wouldn't you know it? I love Solo Leveling. Loved the manhwa. Loving the sequel manhwa. Loved season 1 of the anime. Really looking forward to season 2. So
yeah, season 2. I think it's a recap. Here we go.
yeah, I think it says. I think that what I read of it is it's going to be like it's going to be kind of like when you go to see one of the Demon Slayer movies, where often it'll be like the last couple of episodes and the first episodes, or like the first 2 episodes or something like that. It's going to be like a summary as well as like some new stuff. But I'm down with that because I love it. I'm just,
absolutely
sad that the author didn't get to experience how big it's gone.
I know it's one of those painful truths, isn't it?
Yeah.
That I guess it could be said the same for other authors like Tolkien and stuff, but to be so close to the actual anime release and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm ready to go.
So, as you pointed out, Reawakening anime movie has been announced, featuring a recap of season 1 along with the first 2 episodes of season 2. Worldwide screening set for November 2024.
Ready to go.
Yeah, so not too far at all.
Obviously, I'm seeing in the comments there's lots of the skepticalness. There's lots of like, why are they copying Demon Slayer? Hey, like I love seeing, like, honestly, if in a perfect world there would always be like chunks of anime getting shown in the movies.
Yeah,
I would invest in like a membership card for my local cinema if you could say like every 3 weeks they were like, we're going to release the 3 most recent episodes, and I would just not watch the anime. I would just go and watch it in the cinema every 3 weeks.
Yeah, definitely. Like, first of all, I love the upscaling and the added theatricals of it.
Yeah.
So the music, the sound effects, the cinema is the perfect place to consume it. So yeah, I 100%, like, all these people are like, Demon Slayer did the last episode, and I thought it was a movie. Wake up. First of all, read what you're buying a ticket for, because it says it there. Secondly, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Even if you got to see the episode before, it's in a different it's a whole different caliber.
And sometimes it's like, it's incredible. Like we found this when we went to see like JJK Zero. We found this a couple of times when we've gone to see these movies. Is that it's the energy is so good when you go and watch something like usually I'd watch stuff like this at home, but then you go to the cinema and you're like surrounded by other people who like the same stuff as you. It's like when we went to MCM London like last year, and we saw the last episode of like Chainsaw Man in the big, like on the big screen, and like there weren't like hundreds and hundreds of people in there, but being surrounded by like loads of other people who are like just as hype as you are about like watching something, it's like, it's great. So much good energy.
Such good energy. I remember, again, you could probably find a video of my reaction, but watching the first episode of 1000 Year War in Comic-Con in New York, and the whole place just like cheered. Everyone's screaming and Bankai at the same time Ichigo does. Like, sure, it was more of a
It was a
excitement.
spectacle, wasn't it? It was like a set
Yeah,
piece
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing.
And even when he pulls off the move, everyone claps and cheers. A bit like when people clapped in Avengers Endgame and stuff. Of course, we don't really get that over here in the UK because everyone's a little bit more cordial.
Yeah,
A
we don't
little bit
clap.
more
We
demure.
don't clap when a plane lands. And
But yeah, I love seeing things in, especially anime episodes in the movie, because again, the upscaling is amazing. I guess Ufotable with Demon Slayer are like masters at it at this stage,
yeah,
but I'm more than happy to see Solo Leveling upscaled by A1 Pictures.
yeah,
Yeah, A1 Pictures did that.
it's gonna be great.
I feel like there's another one recently that did it, but I can't think of what.
Who did it recently? Well, I mean, the elephant in the room would be Dan to Dan because they've
Yes,
literally just done the first like couple of episodes in
yes,
the theater. Great, honestly. Like I again on the same train of thought, it's just a great way to
mm,
launch a series. Is to like or
mm,
get the hype up. Is to have a little cinema run of it prior, like a couple of weeks prior to actually getting mainstream release. Because like
yeah,
that generates
yeah,
so much hype, and honestly, I'm so disappointed that it was so poorly done over here. Whereas like obviously might have been different in some other bigger cities in the UK, but like the fact that there was like one showing at
yeah,
a cinema which is like an hour away,
yeah.
and it's right at like rush hour traffic time. So it's like if you got to like take your whole day off to go and see it because like I would never have gotten there after work.
Yeah. So, just to add context as well, um, here in the UK, there was limited cinemas that were showing it, and some of those limited cinemas only had one screening that day of the showing, I guess. So yeah, none of our local cinemas or local chains had it. The nearest one was 2-3 towns away. So even though we say it was an hour drive away, it's still crossing 2-3 towns. Um, because yeah, that's how the UK is sometimes. But yeah, I was lucky enough to go. Um, Main reason that it was only that one day as well is because it was Friday the 13th. That kind of matches
Yeah, the
the,
vibe.
the whole vibe and the energy in the show and stuff. Um, but yeah, I had a great time. I thought, I guess, where should I start with it? Do you think? Hmm.
I mean, you go off, you go wild. Like,
Okay, I'll tell the story. So
are
yeah,
there any
traveled.
spoilers? Are you doing any spoilers here?
No, I won't do spoilers. I won't do spoilers. It is the first three episodes back to back. Um, it was You had the opening sequence, which was amazing on the big screen. I and I purposely didn't want to see the opening because I heard, first of all, there was the leaks, wasn't there, that happened. Secondly, they actually released the opening on YouTube, and I was like, no, I want to save the experience. I want to see it when I watch the show, sort of thing. I didn't want to kind of like overplay it, and then when I get to see it, be like, oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, I wanted to experience it all in one, and yeah, it was fantastic. I was blown away by the visuals and things. And something else that was kind of different as well is there was like a 10-15 minute interview with the voice actors, the director, uh, Tats Taichou. No, I'm trying to remember his name now. The mangaka and his editor. Um, and I thought that was really interesting. Like, I think the rest of the room was kind of bored of the interviews by the end of it. But I found it really insightful, mainly, I guess, because I've been reading the manga and stuff, and there were some things that I had missed but I kind of had a new appreciation from the interviews and things.
It's always nice to get
which was
like
really good.
that insights. Like, I love it when in video games where you get like developer insights and stuff. So it's the same with like anime and stuff. It's really interesting to hear what they were thinking when they made certain choices and stuff. Just to add into what you said earlier on, the director was Fugo Yamashiro.
Yes, and the mangaka is Tatsu. If I think I've still said that wrong. Tatsu, maybe.
I'm just gonna get all the information up here. You know, Yukinobu Tatsu. Yeah.
So yeah, and for example, he addressed the sort of the more funny, crude jokes that we get in Dan Dan. He said like he's not a crude man by any sense, but the reason that they're in there is mainly as a way, first of all, to make his editor laugh. So he would just put it in there to try and like get a laugh out of his editor.
That a lot.
But second, because they've been like good friends for like 8 years, so they've known each other for a really long time. So he gets his sense of humor straight away. The other reason is that he finds it as a sort of nice breakaway when it comes to his writing, so that he has these moments that are like super serious and stuff, and then to kind of like, oh, I need to do something goofy to kind of change my mindset, he then does these jokes sort of thing, which is again, I think it adds to the pattern of the way the story, you read the story and stuff.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I think it's cool. But yeah, to the anime itself, amazing visuals, lush impact frames, coloring was great. The voice acting was incredible, and again, the voice actors kind of talked more about how they feel about the characters, how they went in and stuff. The direction is so good in this as well. The director is like a huge geek when it comes to composition shots, so much so that he has, so much so that in his spare time he makes like almost like a collection book of like shots that he draws out himself. So like close-up shots, wide shots and stuff. And almost like his book that he's created is almost like a storyboard book, but just of like,
I love that a lot.
Random shots and things. So again, you get this sense that every person involved in this is like super passionate in their own way. The guy who does the voice of Okuron has that kind of like same sort of energy where that maybe he's a bit timid in front of people, but once he gets comfortable, he's loud and stuff like that. So yeah, amazing stuff.
Good fun. Cannot wait. So excited.
Oh, I really can't wait to watch more. The action is so good, so funny, and yeah, everything else is just amazing.
Yeah.
Also, I have. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm so excited because I've obviously reread the first a volume or so in preparation for another wee thing we got going on. So it's all fresh in my mind now. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so good.
Absolutely. Yeah, amazing. I'll tell this story because I know I told it to you already, but I'll share with our listeners. So the screening I went to, a girl sat next to me, and what I assumed was her dad. She was probably like 20 something. So she wasn't that young. Like she was old enough to be there to watch it and stuff. But basically, I overheard a conversation. She said that one, she's never known like an anime episode to be shown in cinema, sort of thing. So she was kind of excited about that she gets to see it for the first time in cinemas and stuff. But she had no idea what this was about. And I was kind of like, ooh, I don't know if I could tell her it's about a boy whose crown jewels get stolen by a ghost. Like, I don't know how to kind of break that.
Yeah.
Maybe Maybe it's best to kind of just
Let
leave
her,
it at
let her
that.
experience it for herself.
And then obviously it starts off with the interview, and then you got the mangaka saying, "I'm not a crude man, but there's some spicy jokes in there."
Well, yeah, like the first time you meet Turbo Granny in the manga, it's and I'll
yeah, yeah.
like literally
So,
one of her first lines in the as a character in the whole thing.
so yeah, but that's fun. Before we wrap up, I know you wanted to talk about another anime series.
Okay, guys. So I did it. I did it. I took Zane's recommendation,
Did you?
and I watched the first episode of Wisteria Wand and Sword. And it was alright. It was fine. Didn't think it was
Was it
particularly. It was fine.
just all right?
Just alright. I didn't like immediately like watch every episode available. Or anything. Okay, like I'm I'm trying to be coy. I'm not at all. It's one thing I'm not. Um, I really enjoyed it, Zane. I really enjoyed it.
Did you?
Yeah, it was like it kind of ticked all the boxes for me in terms of like the like I've obviously talked about like sorts of like manhwa and manga I like to consume and stuff. It's very
Mhm.
much that kind of story where you just got someone who's just constantly being underestimated, who's constantly coming out on top, and I love
Mm.
that. The art style, like the animation style, is great. I'm loving all of these like relationships. I'm loving how the action scenes are shot. I mean, I never said it was bad or it sounded bad. I don't know. I think maybe Crunchyroll's tried too many times to throw something that ends up being bad at me.
Right.
You
Okay.
know what I mean? It's like there's so many like stories that like look like they are basically it's the same characters. It's even the same like like poster image for it. It's like just with slightly different hair colors and like maybe a different. Maybe he had like main character had a sword in one, but this time he's got a gun or something like that. But it's like it's the same story. But
Yeah.
I've been pleasantly surprised, and I'm very interested to see
Mm.
what's going to happen next because it's been a while since I've been watching something that is not got all the episodes out.
Yeah.
So I'm currently like having to watch it week by week. So I keep getting
Mm.
left on these cliffhangers and stuff. So
I'm glad you found the time to watch it because yeah, I'm completely blown away by it, and like you said, the direction I think is what gets me the most because when I think about certain things, like there's a scene where minor spoilers by the way, there's a scene where the fire mage, I can't remember his name for the top of my head, but when he thinks back to um all those times with Will that infuriates him, it's just you see his back and it's almost like a projector, like he's standing in front of like a projector showing all those clips and stuff.
yeah,
And he's just like slowly filling up with like anger and stuff. And I was like, that is such a cool representation to kind of show the flashbacks, but also how it's like stirring inside of him. Just minor parts like that, I think is just amazing. Just yeah, blows me away.
it's so good. It's so good.
uh, yeah, yeah. Honestly, if you haven't watched it, check it out. I
Even if
think
you don't
8 or
end up
9
like if
episodes.
you don't end up liking it, that's fine. But at
Mm,
least give it its fair shot. It's like because I think we're one of our friends. We were like watch it, and he watched it. He didn't really get into it like we did, but
yeah.
you know, so there are currently 10 episodes.
Oh, okay,
Hmm.
cool. I got some catching up to do then.
Yes, I am. I'm ready for the next episode, which actually comes out today. So
Hey,
So
top trumps.
looking forward to it.
But hey, if you're looking forward to the next episode, make sure you drop a subscribe and also leave a comment or even your favorite emoji in the comments down below. Helps us out in a big bad way. Let us know if you've seen Wisteria Wand and Shield. No, not Wand and Shield. Wand and Sword. In the comments down below. Are you excited for Dandadan? Are you excited for some of the other stuff that we mentioned earlier, like Bleach or how to pick up girls? And I'm getting my words confused. Are you excited about Shangri-La Frontiers? There's an easy
Just
one.
change.
Let us know in the comments down below. And yeah, we shall see you very soon. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Ciao.
Peace.